Shadow Noir.
Los Angeles, 1947. A city of dreams and dreamers in a land of greatness, made possible by victories overseas. A country of limitless freedom. I came back from Okinawa 7 months ago, awarded with the Silver Star. By this time, President Truman had turned his attention from Europe towards domestic organized crime. I enlisted at the Bureau and quickly worked up quite a name for myself as special agent by busting the Irish Mafia red-handed in the greatest drug trade in LA history. This, however, is another story. This is a story of the case that busted J. Edgar Hoover as the slippery, good-for-nothing bunkist that he was, and awarded me as head director of the FBI. Yes?
Are you Mr. Miller?
Mr. Special Agent Miller of the FBI. Yeah, that's me, see? And who might you be, ma'am?
I'm Mercedes. Mercedes Loveless.
You certainly are, ma'am. Now, is there anything I could, assist you with?
Actually, detective, there is. I'm gonna need your help with a case.
Of course you do, ma'am. Miller! Sir!
So I saw our fine little piece walking out this morning. You sure haven't lost your touch, have you, Miller?
Yeah, unfortunately she couldn't tell me much, you see. A bunch of bearer bugs stolen by some dope fiend by the name of Bugsy Siegel.
Bugsy, eh? Yeah, sure, I've heard of the guy. Supposed to be a real slippery bastard with a lot of dough and muscle behind him. But hey, won't pose much of a trouble for a warhill like you, though, will it, Miller? You should really talk to someone about those war troubles of yours, son.
I don't know, see? I thought there was something off about that Miss Lawless, sir.
Off? Of course there was something off, Miller. She's a woman. Trust me, son. If there's one thing I've learned after 40 years of marriage, it is that women are goddamn out of their minds crazy. No means yes. Yes means yes. Please stop. What you're doing is condemned by the UN Civil Rights Act means yes.
What?
What?
That was Washington, sir. Apparently they found a rat willing to provide information on the whereabouts of this here scumbag Bugsy. Pointed us straight to the Westies.
The Westies? Well, lucky they're all friends of yours then, isn't it, Miller? Hell, you'll crack this case faster than Uncle Sam cracked communism to Kingdom Come. Now get on it, Miller.
So, sir, what about Hoover, sir?
Ah, you let me worry about Hoover, Miller. Now get out there. Hey, I smell a promotion in it for you.
In the mean streets of downtown Los Angeles, you either find trouble or the trouble finds you. Until 6 months ago, I'd always thought my greatest achievement would be taking down the Irish mob, a case that led to the organization of the crime syndicate Director Thomason refers to as the Westies. It was a win-win situation. While taking down the Irish mob, I was part of a group confined to reassign power to one Seamus McDougal. Total scum, but easily controlled, and as for now, my only lead. So to keep away from prying ears, McDougal suggested we meet up somewhere where no one would ever suspect a transaction of this kind of delicate information would take place.
McDougal? Miller? You are drunk, McDougal? Oh no, you're McDougal. Oh, listen here, boyo. I understand you've been looking for this her man, Bugsy. Dangerous man to cross, laddie. Very dangerous indeed. I'm not sure I catch your drift, Seamus. I'm saying no, you muppet. Now you might have been giving it good to the Japs back there in God knows where, but you ain't got to be putting the maggot on old Seamus here, no sir. What the fuck? They'll be putting pennies on me eyes before I spill the beans on Bugsy Siegel, or I'll be wrapped more times than a bad Christmas present, you see, lad. So, I'm just gonna have to ask you to fuck off, and then I'm gonna have a sip of this here whiskey, but then I'm gonna have to ask you to fuck off. Oh, come clean with me, Seamus. You know your governments will take good care of you. You ought to be scoundreled, Miller. You sure get the gas out of doing a number on me. And here I sat, thinking we were friends engaged in civilized conversation, but seeing you're as rumbly a bloke as a gobshite lickers, I feel myself more inclined towards batter your noggin. Sure I can't persuade you. You drive a hard bargain, boyo. At least no man on God's green earth may claim that Seamus McDougal is an easily bought poor mouth in Olagunner. I'll spill the beans, Miller. You'll be wanting to take notes.
Reservation Point, a nest of the wicked, bolt hole of butchers, and den of delinquents. In other words, a fucked up place to be spending your evenings. Say what you will of McDougal, but if there's one thing to be sure of, it is that he'll surely rat-house his friends for the right price. He assured me that this very night, Bugsy Siegel himself would be overseeing a large shipment of drugs coming this here way from the ports of Malaysia. Only thing left was to find him.
Bugsy! You're surrounded! Bugsy! Bugsy! Drop it, Bugsy! The gig is up! I surrender, officer! Now that's more like it. You're going away for a long time, Bugsy. Now keep still while I cuff you. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will and can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right... Oh. Okay.
And so another psychotic mass-murdering rapist was put in the morgue. Another notch on my belt, and for the next 6 months, another $6 trillion confiscated by the Bureau, and a lot of big shots associated with Bugsy's dealings were put behind bars. It was a good time for the heads of the Bureau of the FBI.
I gotta hand it to you, Miller. 6 months ago, I advised you to walk away from this case and settle with what you had. But goddammit, you just had to act on that old hunch of yours.
Well, it's just old-fashioned intuition, I guess, sir.
I have no idea what that means, son, but what I do know is that there intuition of yours provided the agency with 2 pounds of smack and an addition of $6 trillion. Your late wife would have been proud of you. God rest her sacred soul.
What about my wife, sir?
Miller, 6 months ago I promised there would be a promotion here waiting for you, and by God, it's about time you had it. By the power invested in me, and by the sweet graces of Mother Russia, I hereby promote you, Miller, rank of the head director of the FBI.
Sir, of course I can't decline. My duty is to the Bureau. Matter of fact, I have to admit I'm quite honored, but, sir, what about Hoover, sir?
Don't pay no attention to Hoover. Truman believes that snake fled the country as soon as the press got hold of the names associated with the case half a year ago. It is also believed that he's probably a communist. Anyway, the spot is open, Miller, and I do suggest that you take it.
There are the cases that make you, cases that define you, make you who you are. I never did count myself to the kind of agent that deal in absolutes in such a manner. You make yourself who you are, and as promised, I've told you the story of how I made a name for myself.
To Hoover, sir! May that bastard burn in hell!
Well said, Chief. To Hoover.
To Hoover!
I'm thinking how this could end with you. There's nothing comes so soon. Running away, I can't face myself. Fermented red wine.